This is the series where I give you the best Rocket League Pro settings, and if this video helps you, give this a video a thumbs up and comment down below what pro I should do next. So I'm going to be showing you squishy settings in this video. Starting off with gameplay, I couldn't find his gameplay settings, so these are mine, and if anything looks different to yours, just give it a switch around and give it a go, as you may as well. So now for the camera settings, he's got his field of view at 110, he's got his distance at 270, he's got his height at 90, he's got his angle at -5, he's got his stiffness at 0.35, he's got his swivel speed at 10, and his transition speed at 1.4, and I couldn't find these bottom two settings, so I've just left them at default, as that is probably what he has anyway. But if you do freestyle or you do a lot of flip resets or air dribbles, I would advise you to turn inverted swivel on, but just for this video I'll keep it off. I personally always use inverted swivel. So to explain a few of these settings now, distance at 270, this is so you can see the full field, you can see where your opponents are, you can see where your teammates are, and overall I feel like 270 is the best setting for comp. Then height at 90, you don't see too many pros have it at this. You mainly see freestylers have height at 90, but I guess this really brings the camera really low down, so you're really in line with the car and ball, really helping with your ground plays and flicks. Angle at -5, this is also something you don't see too often in pro settings, but having your angle at -5 really helps your flip resets. Having that angle really puts your camera above the car. It kind of does contradict his height angle at 90, what I don't fully understand, but this angle normally helps flip resets as you can see more on top of your car when you're doing flip resets, and overall it helps a lot. You'll see some of the old flip reset players have it like -9 or something, what was just crazy. Stiffness at 0.35. The lower down the stiffness is, the more the camera moves away from your car when you're boosting. If you have it higher, it's more locked onto your car and it doesn't really move that much. I personally really like my stiffness quite high up instead of low down, but this is just personal preference. Then these last two, these don't really matter. Normally you see swivel speed lower down around 4.2, so 10 is a bit unusual, but I'm sure it works for him, as I'm guessing when he looks around it's kind of in slow motion. So now for his dead zones and keybinds, he's got a cross dead zone shape, and I'll show you his keybinds now. So he uses power slide on L1, he uses air roll on L1, and he also uses air roll right on that's SD right. Then he uses air roll right on square. Then he doesn't have air roll left binded. Then his boost, jump, ball cam, brake and throttle are all at default. So that's at circle, cross, triangle, L2 and R2. So the only things he's changed is power slides to L1, his air roll at L1, and his air roll right at square. So then he uses 1.3 for his steering and aerial sense. The lower down the sensitivity is, the better it is for air dribbles, and the higher it is, the better for flip resets and musty flicks. Controller and dodge dead zones, he's got this at 0.05 and dodge dead zone at 0.7. These are really good as well. Your controller's dead zone, have that as low as possible where your car doesn't drift off to the sides when you're moving. For me that's around 0.09, but for you it might be 0.05 just like his. Then 0.7, that's kind of a classic dodge dead zone, a lot of people have it at that. So that's the end of this video, that's all of his settings I could find. So if you enjoyed this or found it helpful, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what pro I should do next. And I'm going to show you the rest of my settings now, so stick around as there's some really cool ones in there. So now for the interface settings. I've shown you the camera and control settings, all of those are the pros players settings. But from interface onwards it's my settings, and it's ones that I think are the best settings, as I couldn't find any details or anything online to get these pro settings from interface onwards. But carry on with the video because there's a few important settings in these. So the first important setting I would change is the nameplate scale. It's originally at 100%, but I think it's pretty important for you to put it up to 120%. I actually got this off watching Rizzo's video, and he said that he puts it up to 120%, and I do feel like it actually makes a difference in comp. It makes you see your opponents easier, it's just all round better for comp in my opinion. So I would give it a go putting it up to 120%, as I feel like it actually does make a difference. Nameplate modes, defaults, match notifications, I think it has all when you start the game. So if you're new to the game, I would put this up on time updates only. It does make the screen a lot less cluttered, and it's just a lot better in my opinion for just playing in general. It makes the experience a lot better. And I think this is turned on originally. If you're new to the game, make sure to turn that off. And team coloured boost meter, if you've seen people play on like TikTok or YouTube or stuff like that, some of the time their boost meter is a bit different colour. A lot of people ask me, why is it that colour, or how do you make it that colour? And I see a lot of comments on other people's videos saying, how is it that colour? And that's because this is normally turned off and you want to turn that on. I feel like that actually makes the game look a lot better in my opinion. So make sure to turn that on, as that actually does make the game look really cool. And everything else in here is just default. So now on video settings, everything's on performance. Having everything on performance does make it look a lot better in my opinion. You might see some of the pros have like high quality, performance, quality or whatever. But I feel like most of the time, if anyone's got those settings on, it's to make their game look better for you to watch it, if you know what I mean. So when they're playing by themselves, they might have everything on performance. But when they're recording their videos or they're live streaming, they have it on quality to make their game just look better for the audience. So I feel like just keep it on performance. If your computer's really good, maybe change a few settings to see what you can get away with. But I feel like it's more important for your game to run smoothly than look better. So make sure to keep it the basic settings, and after you've kind of got your PC working well, then make the settings a bit higher up. And obviously this is high quality, otherwise your game is just going to look rubbish. Now I'd have master volume up and I'd have gameplay volume up. I don't really see any point of having these ones on as well. But I'm just a player that just plays without audio. I mainly do freestyle, so I don't think it's necessary to have audio. But for comp, it's actually pretty important to have audio on, so make sure your master volume stays up. Actually, I'll leave it here for now for you. Actually, no, I won't. It's like... But there's nothing else in this settings that are not default. So now for chat, I would also change this to teammates only a lot of the time, as there's not actually any point speaking to the other team really, and it just makes everything get toxic. So just keep it on teammates only, and everything's just default here. Nothing's different at all except from these two up here. These are different. And now for the quick chat, this is my quick chat, but it doesn't really matter too much. Just do whatever you want. I never use quick chat, but this is my ones if you're wondering. And now I'm going to show you a few of my presets. I actually think that the preset on your card does actually matter and depends how you play. For example, if I'm playing with one like this, I might not play as well as if I play with this one. So I've just got a few paint finishes for you to try. I always play better with Metallic Pearl or Exo. I don't know why, but I just always play better with Exo or Metallic Pearl. So I'd give it a go. And if you pick Metallic Pearl or Exo, I'd always pick black as the secondary, and also pick quite a dark colour for the primary. I just always play a lot better like that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's placebo or what it is, but I would give it a go yourself. Then for the boost, I always use black standard. I always think black standard's the best, just in general play. I mean, obviously, I feel like if you had one like this, you just wouldn't play as well. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or whatever,